What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about the era battles. We have a new forum post from CG talking about era battles and kind of laying out how we get them, how often they are going to occur. Also talk about what you need in terms of requirements to complete each era battle, what rewards you can expect from those era battles as well. And we're going to break that all down in today's video and also talk about an issue that we're going to have with the future of era battles. It's something they may want to reconsider in the future, and when they start to roll out more of these era battles from new marquee events. We're going to break that all down in today's video. So if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure that like button, subscribe to the channel. Let's dive into it. So the first era battle is going to start on April 15th. This is the same day that we have the Apo event end for his marquee. This is pretty much how it's going to happen. We get a marquee battle or marquee event for a week. We get the shards for that character. For instance, Apo starts tomorrow, or when this video releases, it starts today. And then a week goes on, his event ends, and then right after that it happens, right after his event ends, we then get the first era battle. And this is going to occur for each of the marquee events. So we have 4 total clone troopers here, and as a result, we're going to get 4 occurrences of 2 era battles, 1 per each event for the marquees for the dark side clone troopers. So Apo, CX2, Disguise Clone Trooper, and then Scorch. We're going to get 2 era battles after each marquee event ends, and as it goes on, you're going to get more rewards in terms of shards for clone troopers and everything. We'll break that all down here in a moment. But then after you have those 4 sets of 2 times per week, you then get another 4 set of 1 per week, meaning that once we then get the 2 Jedi Vanguard and Jedi Temple Guard and Depa, we're going to start getting 2 era battles for, like, let's say, for instance, Jedi Temple Guard comes first. They've shown that we get 2 era battles with Jedi Temple Guard, and there's also going to be 1 squeezed in there with your dark side clone troopers. Now, this is going to compound over time, as you see below in a chart, but this means that we're going to have 12 era battles for each set of marquees. So you have 12 era battles concerning dark side clone troopers. You're going to have 12 for the Jedi Vanguard. Don't know exactly how the Jedi Vanguard ones will work out, because we only get 2 of those marquee versus 4 of the dark side clone troopers, but we'll figure that all out in the future. Now, they also said that this is subject to a change and that these will occasionally return, so I'm hoping this is something where they kind of roll it into a more common occurrence like what we get with your assault battles, because that's really what this is in terms of requirements and rewards. This is like a time-limited assault battle. So, you know, maybe you want to kind of go back and get those rewards. You want to try it out yourself, see how the battle is. Yeah, I would love to see these return quite often, but we'll see how that all plans out. And here you go. Here's what we can expect from it. So you have, it's cut off here, but Apo, then CX2, Disguise Clone Trooper, and Scorch. And you can see we get 2 era battles per. And then we have Jedi Temple Guardian with 2 marquee era battles for Jedi Vanguard with him. And then Depa, we also get another 2 era battles with after her. And then also a Clone Trooper era battle while the Mace Windu event is going on. So that is how it's going to pan out, and then in the future we get even more. So then you see that, you know, we get 1 more here after the second marquee for the next era after the Jedi Vanguard, and then we get more marquees and more era battles. So ideally you're going to be running between 3 and 5 era battles per week after a marquee event ends. Now, ideally, you see here with this journey guide where we have a journey character like we have with Mace Windu, but now we've got more built up. And it looks like the Clone Trooper era battle is going to be coming back for that time. So I'm curious to see if each era battle that we build up over time is going to stack up for each journey guide. I'm sure there's going to be a hard limit to it. I mean, that's 5 era battles there. That may be the cap on it. We'll see, but maybe they go up to 7, like 1 per day for the week. We'll see how it all pans out, but, you know, we could possibly get a Clone Trooper era battle back for the next journey guide. So that is something to keep in mind. And now we get to the tiers and the entry requirements. Tier 1 requires at least 1 dark side clone trooper. Tier 2 requires 1 at least 5 stars. Tier 3 requires 1 at least 7 stars. Tier 4 requires 1 at relic 5. Tier 5 requires 1 at relic 7. And Tier 6 requires at least 1 clone trooper at relic 9. So those are steep requirements for era battles, especially considering how time limited these are going to be. That is expensive if you want to get into those, into tiers 4 through 6, and that's going to be a problem as well as we talk about how these battles are laid out in terms of what they're tuned for. But Yeah, if you want to do tiers 4 through 6 on this first go, you're gonna need a Relic 9 Apo on day 1, pretty much, or by the end of the marquee event. So you're gonna be dropping some serious money if you want to try to get into tier 6. Yeah, that's expensive. That's a little too rich for my blood. I'll try to go for like 5-star, maybe 7-star because of that Datacron, but I'm not gonna go for relics 5 or 9. God forbid. That's a lot of relics for right away. Now, also eligible units. The minimum squad size is going to be 2. This is going to include your Lone Lord Vader. The maximum squad size is 5. We talked about the 4 clone troopers already: Apo, CX2, Disguised Clone Trooper, and Scorch. And then also we get the Lone Lord Vader, and you can see Gear 5 at Tier 1, Gear 9 at Tier 2, Gear 12 at Tier 3, and then Relic 5, 7, and 9 for the 4 through 6 tiers. Now note, Lord Vader will not have his ultimate, and this is going to be a big issue when we talk about how this is tuned. But then we get to the rewards, and these are some pretty solid rewards, and this is why even if you're not really pursuing that 7-star, the Era Battle rewards here, at least tiers 1 and 2, are going to be pretty good for a lot of people because you're going to get shards for the characters that you're working on there. So it's just like the assault battles that we have now with Peridia and with Qui-Gon Jinn and Padawan Obi-Wan, with those 2 assault battles, and that those early tiers give you those shards to really work on those characters and kind of build them up. That's the same thing we're getting with this. This is sort of built up like a brand new assault battle, but this one's heavily time limited. I mean, we won't see it very often. We only get 12 opportunities at this. So this is going to help in the short term with farming. Now, of course, you will have to have these clone troopers at 5 stars in order to get to not 5 stars. You need them, you just need 1 clone trooper for tier 1 and 5 stars for tier 2. So you're gonna at least get 7 clone trooper shards regardless of where you are in the era battles, as long as you do tier 1. If you do tier 2 as well, now you're looking at 17 to 22 clone trooper shards each era battle. This is going to significantly help with the farm for getting these characters, because you are going to need these for the new Jedi Temple raid. This is more than likely going to not necessarily be the featured team. This is going to be one that's going to be very good, and it's also a lifter for your Lord Vader. I'm sure the featured team is going to be Jedi Master Mace Windu with the Jedi Vanguard faction, but I have no doubt that the Dark Side Clone Troopers with that Tarkin lead are going to be very good inside the raid. So this is going to help you kind of build that team up quicker, and also kind of helps build up the team to also get Master Mace Windu built in the future, or farmed in the future, because you need your Dark Side Clone Troopers and the 2 new Jedi Vanguard with Guardian and Depa at probably Relic 5. If Apo's at Relic 5, I'm sure the other's going to be Relic 5 as well. You're going to need them all built up and farmed out for being able to unlock Mace Windu. Once we get past that, we start to get into some other better options. We get Armitex Salvage between 15 and 30. You get 10 to 15 Gear 12 Purple Salvage. And then you get 10 to 25 Chirotech Salvage rewards, including 2 cards, where the first card provides 10 of either the Battle Computer Prototype Salvage or the Mark 7 Shock Prod Prototype Salvage, and the second card will give 15 pieces of those corresponding salvage as well, as addition to the 2 million credits. So that's just, once you get to 7 stars, you start to get like your Chirotech, your purple gear. This is starting to get a little bit better. But once you get to tier 4, tier 5, and tier 6, oh, that's where you get the really good rewards. And this is going to be tricky. At tier 4, you get 15, 20, or 25 of signal data rewards. You have an equal chance of getting 15, 20, or 25 fragmented signal data, or incomplete signal data, or flawed signal data, which is your relic materials. You also get 1 card of 30 or 40 pieces of carbonite circuit boards or bronzium wiring. And then you also get 1 card that gives 20 or 30 pieces of chromium transistor or rhodium heatsink. Now, if you go and look at your relic materials, the rhodium heatsink and the chromium transistors, those are pretty easy to get because you have the Mark 7, Blast Tech weapon mods, which you can use, and then your rhodium heatsinks. You can also easily make the Mark 5 or the Mark 3 holo projectors. So those are not as fantastic as the other ones you see here, but still, carbonite circuit boards or bronzium wiring, that's some good stuff. Also, some more relic salvage. That's great. That's tier 4, which means Relic 5, which that's going to be tough for free to play. I don't think free to play is going to do that. This is more for your spenders And then we get to tier 5, which is definitely for your whales, where you get 10 Zimbiddle cards, 1 card of either 10 impulse detectors or 10 arrow magnifiers, and 5 million credits. And then at tier 6, the granddaddy of the event, where you need Relic 9, you get Gerda keypads, Droid Brains, and 5 Omicron materials, in addition to 5 million credits. So really good rewards if you can get up to Relic 9, but this is going to tie into the big issue we have with how this battle is tuned. And shout out to Barbarossa, who's able to do data mine and doing some testing on his end with data mine servers and kind of see what these vents are ahead of time. This is going to be pretty much impossible until we get close to the full team of Clone Troopers, because for some reason they tuned this event for a full squad of Clone Troopers, which doesn't make sense because that means at least half the battles you're missing out on a full Clone Trooper team. So this is going to be incredibly tough before you get the Clone Trooper team, and this is footage of him at tier 3. And he is just, yeah, he does okay through the first few tiers, but once he gets up to wave 4 with Jocasta Nu, it just falls apart in no time at all. So he is running a Relic 9 Apo for testing purposes in this. So you got a Relic 9 Apo here in the testing. We have a borrowed Lord Vader, which is like a Gear 12 Lord Vader, but yeah, you can see we're already starting to lose some health there on Apo, which of course Apo can't die while Lord Vader's alive, but because we have a borrowed Lord Vader here at a low gear level, Jocasta's gonna, as soon as Jocasta pulls out the rifle, this team gets wiped out. So this is not tuned for a one character on the team. This is tuned for a full squad of Clone Troopers, meaning until you have 3, maybe probably 4, you're not able to win this. So this is something you need to keep in mind, is that do not expect to get through tiers 4, 5, and 6 on the first go. Probably not going to be until we get CX2 and Disguised Clone Trooper. Once we get our 3rd marquee, you can probably get through those top tiers, which is not a great feeling. And this is something I think they need to look at and possibly change how this is laid out and how they tune it for each round. Because if I'm wailing out on this team and then I find out that I wailed out on this team for the era battles and then I can't do it, there's nowhere in here it says it's tuned for a full team. Relic of the Clone Troopers, there's nothing in here about that. So you have no idea that you're going into a battle you cannot win right now. So this is going to be a huge problem. This is something that's going to piss off your whales, which you never want to do. And I think this is something that CG really needs to get out ahead of and make clear that either this is intentional or rework the layout of these era battles and push them back until we can get a few marquees into our roster. Because yeah, you're just not able to get those top tiers completed. So let me know what you guys think down below. What are your all's plans with this? How are you guys treating these era battles? What do you guys think about how this event is tuned? So if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure that like button, subscribe to the channel. I will see you guys next time.